kids, Miss Kulkarni here. In this video, let's talk about medicinal chemistry. Now, who does not need medicines throughout their life? It's always sometime in our life we have to rely upon some medicines. So, what is medicinal chemistry and how does it help us? By definition, medicinal chemistry is the study of bioactive materials. And then what does it do? It always can be used for diagnostics of any particular disease or ailment, and also it is used for therapy. So that's the definition of medicinal chemistry. Apart from that, medicinal chemistry also includes design, research, and development of pharmaceutical drugs. There is also a drug discovery process, and that is followed by clinical trials and also post-clinical studies to make sure the medicines are safe to use. And then after that, we need to make sure that the drug is approved. So the final approval which we get from FDA or any regulatory authorities, that is a critical part in medicinal chemistry. Now all that was about medicinal chemistry. How about a pharmaceutical drug? When do we call a chemical compound as a medicine or a pharmaceutical drug? These are important things which a compound should exhibit. So the first one is altering any physiological state. Like for example, consciousness. Somebody wants to be alert. That means the person has to take stimulant. Maybe there's an activity level we need to change. Depression, same way, coordination, and there are many other physiological states which we can be altering by using a medicine. There's also body's functioning, and we can affect the body's functioning. It could be digestion, it could be respiratory system, and if we can use these medicines for body's functioning, then they can be also used for either preventing or curing diseases. And the third one is the alleviating the symptoms of health conditions. Maybe somebody has headache, migraine, then maybe there are some medicines which can probably reduce that headache. How about the last one? There are some medicines that are purely used for diagnostic purposes. They are still called as pharmaceutical drugs. Now here are some simple examples of the drugs. What we got here is caffeine, and then over here on the right side what we got, that is the aspirin. These are extremely simple common chemicals which we use in our daily life. People have been using all natural substances which they extracted mostly from plants. They used it for getting some relief from pain, maybe for healing injuries, and also for curing some simple diseases. These are some of the ancient folk remedies and which actually led to some new medicines for us. So they all had their origin from plants. Look at morphine. Morphine was extracted from opium poppy seeds. Salicylic acid was obtained from willow bark, and that was used for synthesizing aspirin. And quinine, which is used for malaria, that was obtained from the bark of cinchona tree. So the roots of medicinal discovery goes back in ancient times. Now since you know what is medicinal chemistry and what is a pharmaceutical drug, let's find out different methods of administering these drugs. One of the simple method is orally, ingesting by mouth, either as a tablet or syrup is taken by mouth. Now, there are some important things to remember. The primary site of absorption is in small intestine, and these have some pros and also cons. We'll talk about that later on. Also, this is a common way to introduce medicines in the body, rectally. Those are used as suppositories or even enemas. And if a drug cannot be taken orally because maybe it's causing nausea, or a drug may be pH sensitive to stomach acid, and if that happens, then it can be administered rectally. The next method is transdermal. It can be applied in the form of a patch or ointment. It's pretty easy method. The next method is inhalation, and that is breathing in through mouth or nose. Now, this method is a rapid, quick, and efficient method because there's an extensive network of blood vessels in the lungs. And the next part is parenteral, or it's called injection. This one also has a quick action. And if suppose a medicine cannot be taken orally because of nausea or some other problems, or somebody is unconscious and then that person needs to get the drug, then this method comes handy. Now, when we talk about the injection, there are different subtypes. One of them is subcutaneous, which is just beneath the skin. The advantage is it's easy to administer, but at the same point, the absorption will be quite slow. The next one, which is the most common way to get the injection, is intramuscular. And this is used when we need a relatively quick response, but not immediate, not instant one. And also, if the larger volume of the drug is to be injected, then this is the preferred method. And the third one is intravenous, or we call it as IV injection. This gives immediate, instant response from the drug. This is used most of the time when it's either life or death questions or any sort of emergency situation. The medicine directly goes into the bloodstream, and the main thing is the stomach acid will have no effect in metabolizing that particular drug. This figure here shows the illustration about different types of injection methods that we just talked about. And this is a section of the skin. So we got here epidermis, dermis, subcutaneous tissue, muscles, and of course veins passing through the skin. So if the injection is directly given to the muscles, that will be intramuscular, and usually it's given with a 90-degree angle. Then we got subcutaneous, which is 45-degree angle. And then we also got the intravenous, which directly goes into IV. So what do you think? You got a basic idea about medicinal chemistry, a pharmaceutical drug, how it works, and also different methods of administering these pharmaceutical drugs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you again in next video. Until then, bye-bye.